Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we got Black Ops 6 Zombies. We've talked about the initial trailer, we've seen it, we got our first-hand look at the new map and potentially the new Easter egg. I know like that was kind of questionable, everyone's kind of talked about it a little bit on Twitter, whether or not the cannons were actually firing like a dark ether energy mass, which could have been part of the Easter egg, there's no telling, but right now we are on the actual initial briefing page. This is on the Call of Duty website. I haven't actually sat through and read all of this entirely, so I figured we'd go through it on the channel and maybe break down anything more that we've learned from this. So it says, zombies, round-based zombies are back. Black Ops 6 will launch with two brand new round-based zombie maps, Terminus and Liberty Falls, which if you don't know this already, Transit, from the original like BO2 Transit, takes place in a spot in Virginia called Liberty Falls. It all ties together. If you look on the Black Ops 6, like the maps of Black Ops 6, when they post these photos, the backdrop is a map. It's a location, and they highlighted Liberty Falls. What's it? Who? Not Mr. Raffle Waffles. Oh man, not Noah J45. Mr. Dalek JD. Mr. Dalek JD made a really good video about that, about the geographical location for Liberty Falls compared to Transit to the new maps. So these new maps will tie in directly to the original story based on location. I think what we're going to learn throughout the zombies are the legitimate origins of 115. This potentially could be the last Black Ops game. With that being said, we know obviously Element 115 is the key of zombies, but one thing that they've talked about is Frank Woods, and Frank Woods has not been a part of zombies this whole time, but the Terminus map takes place in Alaska, and the whole base of the campaign goes back to Alaska for Frank Woods. So there's a lot that's going to tie in between these two maps. I think it's very interesting that we have two maps coming that tie into the original storyline that doesn't pertain to this game in particular, that dates back 10, 11 years ago. So something big will happen this year with zombies. It's inevitable. It says the continuation and intriguing and terrifying Dark Ether narrative that was started with Cold War will continue. Hordes of the undead are set to rampage through these new brand new locations, each offering countless hours of fast-paced action where power-ups are plentiful and you're never more than a few seconds away from being overwhelmed and devoured. One thing they did with Cold War Zombies that I was a really big fan of, the game had a spooky feel to it. You go into really dark spots and it's almost like your flashlight would come on. It just had like this scary vibe to it. You know, zombies, we're talking BO2, Black Ops 1, or even like way back in the day, World at War zombies, didn't have the vibe that Cold War zombies had. I was a big fan of them, but my favorite part of the Cold War series were the Easter eggs. The downside to the Easter eggs, though, they walked you through step by step. An OG Zombies Easter egg has 0 steps, 0 prompts. It doesn't tell you to press X. You just guess it. It's very tedious and challenging, so I'm hoping that we get iterations of that in this game, but if not, as long as we get Easter eggs, which it's a guarantee, it's Treyarch, I'll be happy. It says, for newcomers, Zombies is Treyarch's unique take on a cooperative player experience where you face off against vast mobs of zombified creatures, with Volk being the recently deceased, now animated due to strange eldritch forces. Expect every location you visit to be packed with powerful weapons and returning power-ups, a pantheon of revolting entities to face, and a host of secrets and Easter eggs to discover. If you haven't seen the trailer, I have a video on the channel where I actually break down the entirety of the trailer. There's a new form of zombie I've never seen in COD. It's a gigantic thing. It's like a big old fat guy, like a massive, fat, stinky zombie, bro. Like, if you haven't seen it, you gotta see this thing. It looks crazy. So I'm excited to see these new forms of zombies they're going to be adding in this game. It says at the bottom, remember too that many of the previously revealed innovations in movement, visual fidelity, audio, and weapons will be coming to zombies as well. So basically we are getting omni movement through zombies. It should be a given. That's not including the many additional zombie specific features, both new and recurring. Expect more information to come in the following weeks. What they mean by that, like not including the many additional zombie specific features. Fun fact, in Cold War, you actually had a way faster slide in zombies than you did in multiplayer. That game did have slide canceling, but in zombies, the slide was way more effective, way more efficient, and your jump was a little bit further as well. So with Omni movement being already, you know, probably 300% faster than what we've ever seen in a Call of Duty, expect that to be extremely fast in zombies. You know, you got to think the whole point is you're running and you're hoarding and you're doing your thing, you're staying alive. So I'm very excited to see how fluent the movement's going to be. In this photo right here, we have 4 characters. We have 2 guys and 2 girls. We have never seen these people before. It looks like we are going to continue with that Dark Ether narrative, but we have 4 new characters we know nothing about. But I'm excited to see how they tie in, because that's one thing Treyarch's always done. They tie all the characters in together. It's very, very interesting that they stayed with the same storyline and went with a different character. For the original storyline of zombies, where we had Richtofen and Tank Dempsey, Takiao, Nikolai, I mean, they stayed in the game for 10 years. We saw them in a distinct storyline until it was finished, from start to finish. And we haven't seen anything like that since those people. So I'm very, very shocked we didn't stay with the storyline from Cold War. Considering this game takes place in the Gulf War, it's not really that far. And we did deal with time travel in the Cold War Easter eggs. So I'm a little confused on that, but we'll have to see how it plays out. So we have new characters, same storyline, new maps, and new zombies with a new movement on top. Gang, it's looking really, really good. If you are a zombies fan, it looks like this is going to be a W year for COD for you. Look, if you are new to the channel and enjoy the content, man, hit that sub button, crush that like button. I'll catch you all tomorrow with the updated meta in Rebirth. Let's get it, gang.